we see this process of creation. We see the earth not being not existing, but it's still not inhabitable. There's still not life. There's still not the circumstances were not good for people yet. And then you see the Spirit of the Lord hovering there. And we see also in the New Testament where there is the Spirit of the Lord, there is freedom, there is life, there is all these things. There's not the process of being born again and adopted into the family of God without the Holy Spirit. So we see this role of the Holy Spirit in both testaments, how he's there where there's death, when there's chaos, where there's darkness, where there's just lifelessness, if I can use that term. And there's the Spirit of the Lord. It doesn't say, but I can only imagine, and this is biblical, and I want you to give me your input. He's working, he's bringing life. He's the one, like in Ezekiel, bringing life to those dead bones, right? In the valley of the dead bones. He's the one doing work because the Holy Spirit is God, right? So, what is this about the Spirit of the Lord? Because he's not credited or described much with work in Genesis, yet like I said, this is not a coincidence. The Spirit of the Lord was hovering above the earth, which was lifeless.
Absolutely. Like we tend to think of when we're born again, we we connect that to my sins are washed away, which yes, absolutely. But there's also the idea of life. Like we are given a new life. We are now new creations. So it's a very direct parallel to what's going on in Genesis. And so if our concern is almost entirely about sin and, well, now I better not sin and now I better do better in all of these things. Yeah, I mean, you should. Please do. But like there's more to it. Like when we think of the idea that we are given life and the structure of life is thrives in ordered environments. And when it's not just that we shouldn't sin and that sin is bad, it's that disorder is also bad. It's that the lack of thriving life is also bad, and there are things that we can individually do in our lives and in our families and in our societies, in our local areas, to promote life. And that is working in God's order and creating via the Spirit in us. That's the only reason we're able to actively accomplish those things. It's not that, well, we just better pull up ourselves by our bootstraps and get this done. No, it's God working in us for his purposes of creation. So, yeah, I think that really looping the idea of chaos into our thinking and seeing, oh, my life is chaotic. How can I better order that? That's doing God's work. That those seem small things to us. But when we organize our lives and we make a better household situation for our children, or we're doing something for the world to make it a prettier place. We're doing yard work to make it ordered, and people can now enjoy that. Like those things, I think they're just as much a part of living into us being God's imagers as other things that we might think are more grand. So that's why I think that really digging into this topic of chaos and seeing that it is connected to ordering our world and God using us for that. He is defeating chaos through humanity, ordering our world by being indwelt by the Spirit and giving life to things around us. Like that's part of this whole idea.